All right, everybody. This is God of Heroics, and we are back discussing Sparking Zero. Now, we got a character trailer not too long ago, and at the end, we saw that we had 10 slots available. So, I'm going to discuss who I think these next 10 fighters are going to be for Sparking Zero, and I'm going to explain why after a really cool deep dive. So, sit there and enjoy what is coming next. And if you have any comments, compliments, or critiques, please give it at the end. Hello, editing, God of Heroics here. I know that there is a leak that was released showing the last 10 characters on the full roster, but I'm going to go over that after this. This part was recorded before the leaks. So if you've seen the leaks, I have not. Please just bear with me, and if you don't want to hear my deep dive, then skip to this time frame right here. And without further ado, let's get started. So the trailers were put out in such a way that just built more and more hype. Originally, we saw Goku and Vegeta going through all their Super Saiyan forms and into their God forms, and then we got to see the different class systems between like power and speed and all those other things, basically revealing to us the Dragon Ball Super characters. Then the next set of trailers that we got was all the sagas. So we got Saiyan Saga, the Namek Saga, Frieza, Cell Saga, the androids, and then we got Boo. Now, a lot of people were skeptical on whether we were going to get GT or not, and to be honest, I always knew we were going to get GT. Now, I'm not super hyped about a lot of GT. To be honest, I'm not such a huge fan of it like most people are, but I knew it was coming. And a lot of people weren't too sure if it was going to show up or not, but I'm glad to say that it did, and everybody who called it, you were all correct, myself included. Now, what I want to talk about is what's coming next, because as we saw, there were exactly 10 slots left. Now, there is a very small chance that it's going to be Dragon Ball Saga characters. Now, I say this because we've had quite a few games that have come out since Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 3, and I don't think any of them have included characters from the original Dragon Ball. And I think that's due to the current audience mostly knowing about Dragon Ball Z and Super, and not really too many people knowing about Dragon Ball. They may know the story or the general basis of what's going on in Dragon Ball, but most people didn't actually watch Dragon Ball if they didn't grow up on it. So, with that being said, I do not think that the Dragon Ball characters will be included in the next 10 slots. It probably won't even be in a DLC. We will see, because the latest that we've seen from the Dragon Ball Saga was the DLC for the World Martial Arts Tournament that was in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. And to be honest, half of that was only Kid Goku. Actually, not even half. Small part of it was Kid Goku, and then the rest of it was basically a more adult Goku when he had that final battle with Piccolo. And, you know, it does technically include Dragon Ball, but it's not really a lot of Dragon Ball. It's mostly just the ending of Dragon Ball, which included Goku, Chi-Chi, Roshi, Krillin, Piccolo, mostly in forms that people can somewhat kind of recognize. But aside from that, very likely won't be getting any Dragon Ball. The characters that I would prefer to have in Dragon Ball, if the next 10 slots were Dragon Ball related, would be Kid Goku, Great Ape the Goku, probably General Blue. Obviously, we would get a Kid Krillin. I think that would be really cool to see Kid Krillin. Grandpa Gohan would be another character that would have to be a staple. We would probably get Demon King Piccolo, obviously, Tambourine, and that other goon whose name I can't remember. I think it was Symbol. And then for the last 2 slots, we'll probably give it to like Android 8 and Arale, because those 2 characters, well, Android 8 specifically is how it slept on in Dragon Ball, but Arale was in Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 3 and was a very beloved character. In fact, I don't think there was anybody who played her that didn't like her. I know for a fact I had a lot of fun. But definitely not going to be any of that. No Dragon Ball characters are going to be included in these next 10 slots, at least not in the base roster. It's very well possible that we'll get DLC, but we'll talk about that when we get there. So, the next characters that might be in the 10 slots, which I think is more likely than Dragon Ball, but not as likely as the third option that I'm going to give, is Dragon Ball Daima characters. I believe that if they really want to push Dragon Ball Daima as hard as they can, that the next 10 slots would be Dragon Ball Daima characters, unless that mystery character slot for the pre-order is actually going to be Dragon Ball Daima Goku. Now, if they do have Dragon Ball Daima characters for the next 10 slots, they're going to have to show off parts of the trailer, but like animated within the game. So they would have to show off, Goku and them getting small and then some of the fight scenes and whatnot, which probably wouldn't be super difficult if the characters are already rendered, but they'd have to make the sets and all that. So I'm pretty sure it's difficult to some extent. I'm not a character animator, nor am I a professional character creator, so I don't know how easy or difficult it would be. With that being said, if we were to get Dragon Ball Daima characters, I think we would get basically the Z Fighters and some of the villains. I don't know how many villains there are going to be in Daima, but we probably get some of the more important Z Fighters like Goku, Vegeta, Gohan. We might get a young Yamcha. I think I saw Chibi Yamcha in there. Maybe a Krillin. Aside from that, I don't think we're really going to get many characters from Daima. In fact, I don't think we're going to get Daima, even though it comes out on the exact same day as Sparking Zero, October 11th. But what I do think we're going to get is the third option that I'm going to discuss. If we're going with what people love and what is popular, then we're going to get movie characters, and that's because of 3 characters specifically. I believe that we are going to get Cooler, because there's Cooler, Full Power Cooler, and you can get Metal Cooler, all 3 being loved variants of Cooler. And then we're also going to get Z Broly. Now, whether that be base form Super Saiyan and Legendary Super Saiyan, very likely, especially since there are transformations in the game. So that is already 6 solid character slots already taken up right there. So aside from those characters, we're also going to get Janemba. I'm pretty sure we're going to get Janemba and Super Janemba. Well, these are my opinions at least, but yeah, I think we're going to get Janemba and Super Janemba, mostly because that is the other movie character that I know for a fact is super beloved. Aside from those, we get characters like, Slug and Turles being one of my favorite movie villains. But we might get a Garlic Jr. and the Full Power Garlic Jr. I don't think so, because again, we're discussing popularity here. Tapion and Hirudegarn. With giant characters, Hirudegarn would be a great addition, and then Tapion, obviously, because one, you would get a sword character who fights more with the sword than Trunks does, but then you would also get Tapion there to fight against Hirudegarn for like the story mode and all that stuff, so that would be pretty cool. What if characters would be nice? Like Devilman and all that, Super Saiyan 3, Broly, Super Saiyan 3, Vegeta, but that's all speculation. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the what ifs are being replaced with the custom stories that you can make and the custom tournaments and stuff. Okay, so with that speculation done, I'm currently about to open Twitter because my homie actually sent me the leaks for Sparking Zero. It says Sparking Zero full roster. As a matter of fact, I'll do a screen record so you guys can keep up with me while I look through these leaks as well. Okay, so it's showing off the Gokus right now, and I'm pretty sure these are all characters that we knew we were going to get. Pretty much every version of Goku. Whoa, hold on, what was that? Kid Goku? Oh, wow. So what I wanted is kind of here. Actually, I'm not certain. I'm not sure if that's Kid Goku or Daima Goku. Let me... See, it looks like Kid Goku, but with the knowledge that Daima Goku is also... You know what? I don't think Daima Goku has a tail. So this is kind of what I wanted when I said I wanted to see Dragon Ball characters. Garlic is in it. I did say I didn't think he was going to be in it. I forgot about Weelo. See, I was mentioning the movie characters, and I forgot about Weelo and 13. But like I said, the Coolers were going to be in it. Slug. I forgot about Bojack, even though he's in one of my favorite Gohan scenes. So Bojack's in it, and there we go. We got Janemba and Super Janemba, and that looks like Tapion right there, and the next character is probably going to be Hirudegarn. These are GT characters, but I do see Hirudegarn right there in the corner. And I think Hirudegarn's in it mostly because, one, movie characters, but Super Saiyan 3 Goku has to do the Dragon Fist. So, yeah, for the most part, yeah, I was right. Like I said, the movie characters, I wasn't 100% accurate on which ones. That's because, genuinely, I forgot some. There's a lot of Dragon Ball movies But anyway, don't skip yet because I do have some honorable mentions that I want to leave right here at the footnote of the video. That is the Dragon Ball Super manga characters. That's right, the Dragon Ball Super manga has gone beyond that of the Dragon Ball Super anime. While the anime stops at the Tournament of Power, the manga continues on with more arcs. We get an arc with a villain called Moreau. We get an arc called the Granola arc, and then there's a little side story going on that kind of bleeds into the Dragon Ball Super Heroes movie. Well, that's also adapted in the manga, where we get to see Goten and Trunks older, and they are donning their hero suits because they are Great Saiyaman X1 and X2. And I do not think we're going to see any of that. So Goten and Trunks being older might be included in the game somewhere, but they're not going to be the Sandman versions of themselves. And we're not going to get Moro, we're not going to get 7-3, we're not going to get Miris, we're definitely not going to get True Ultra Instinct Goku, we're not going to get his key avatar form, we're not going to get Ultra Instinct Vegeta, very likely no Granola or Alec or any of the heaters. We're not going to get Gas or Black Frieza. For those of you that know about those characters, you know about those characters and you know what I mean, but we're not getting any of that. Anyway, that's gonna be all from me. Let me know what I got right, what I got wrong, what you guys think, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.